America's interest payment on the debt is now more than the national defense budget. Mr. Trump's new mega bill is set to blow a $3.4 trillion hole in the deficit in the next decade. Since March, central banks all over the world have dumped $48 billion in US treasuries, and in just the last 6 months, the dollar has lost 11% of its value, the steepest fall in the last 50 years. If the warning signs are this loud, why are the economists, the businesses and investors still almost silent on Trump's extreme economic agendas? And here's the strange part. When in past governments pushed too far, people actually spoke out. Over 1,000 economists signed a petition against the Smoot-Hawley Act in the 1930s. Even in 2011, S&P downgraded the America's credit rating in response to the debt ceiling crisis. And in 2018, companies like Harley-Davidson and General Motors openly fought Trump's first tariff measures. Let's find out the biggest 3 reasons why silence prevails on Trump's extreme economic agendas. Let's start. Before we start our video, there's a small request. 99% of viewers have not subscribed to my channel. So if you also like to debunk and clarify the facts around major geopolitical and macroeconomic events, please like and subscribe to my channel. That will help me. Thank you. The first reason for the silence is simple: belief. Many economists, businesses and investors might be convinced that Mr. Trump's shock therapy is just what America needs. Short-term pains, they may be thinking, will set the stage for long-term gains. They might be having the notion that decades of cheap imports and open immigration hollowed out America's core. Now, tariffs and strict borders are a painful reset, a way to rebuild USA industries, protect jobs, and restore dominance. And you could already see some countries making adjustments under the pressure. India, for instance, quietly slashed duties on US luxury cars and motorbikes like Harley-Davidson. They even trimmed the tariffs on electronics too, sending a signal to Washington that India is willing to compromise. But let's not confuse adjustments with surrender. So India, for example, while it trimmed few of the tariffs, it is also racing to sign new deals with the EU, UK and the Gulf states to reduce its reliance on the USA. It even got closer to China. The European Union is not bending much. In fact, it is building deeper ties with Asia and pushing its own industrial policies. China isn't bowing either. It pumped huge stimulus at home, strengthened its relationship with countries like India and Canada, and even ordered probe at US tech firms, showing it won't simply play by Mr. Trump's rules. So yes, there are some concessions, and to the silent stakeholders in USA, that might look like that Mr. Trump's strategy is working. But the bigger picture is far murkier. America's trading partners, be it India, China or EU, is either adapting, hedging, or even in some cases fighting back. Now, the second reason for the silence is fear. Mr. Trump does not like critics. He has even attacked the head of the America's central bank. He even hinted that Mr. Jerome Powell should quit his job.
He's going to be out pretty soon anyway. In eight months he'll be out. But I call him too late. He's too late all the time. He should have lowered interest rates many times.
Imagine an economist watching this. If the Fed's chair can be attacked, what chances do you have? Doge also fired around 300,000 federal workers. And earlier this year, Mr. Trump also removed 17 inspector generals, the watchdogs, who are supposed to keep the government agencies honest. Even the richest man on the world is not safe, Elon Musk, who was once a close ally of Mr. Trump. But when he criticized Mr. Trump's new mega bill, calling it a disgusting abomination that would explode the US debt, Mr. Trump hit hard. He threatened to cut off Tesla's subsidies, cancel the government contracts, and even warned of serious consequences. Musk, as a result, backtracked. He deleted his posts, even expressed regret. I mean, think about that. If a billionaire with space rockets and satellites is forced to walk back his words, imagine the pressure on a researcher, an economist, and an ordinary CEO in USA. Silence for them is obviously the safer choice. To understand the third reason for the silence, let's quickly look at how America's Congress works. So the Congress, which is the law-making body in the USA, has two houses. The House of Representatives with 435 members and the Senate with 100 members, two from each state in the USA. For a bill to become a law, it must pass both houses with a majority and then be signed by the president. So this system is designed to make sure that no single branch of the government, not even the president, can act beyond its limits. But right now the government has what is called a government trifecta. So this means that one party, in this case Mr. Trump's political party, which is the Republicans, controls the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. So in a sense, it means that the same party proposes the laws, votes on them, and the president of the same party signs on them. Now, this doesn't mean that Mr. Trump can do whatever he wants. America still has checks and balances, courts, Senate rules, and even impeachments if things go too far. But with the Republicans, the political party of Mr. Trump, holding an upper hand in both the houses, Mr. Trump's political agendas or his proposals receive fewer roadblocks than usual. So for economists, investors, and businesses, the calculation is simple. If the majority is going to pass it anyway, why to stick my neck out? Why to risk retaliation and my reputation if the change is hard? And that explains how a controversial mega bill, which is supposed to or which is projected to add $3.4 trillion to America's trade deficit in the next decade, passed without much debate. So to conclude, I would say that it is not like that Mr. Trump and his radical approaches do not witness any opposition at all. In fact, the courts are pushing back. A federal appeals court declared that Mr. Trump exceeded his powers when he used the emergency law to impose sweeping tariffs on different nations. So basically what happened that Mr. Trump used a special emergency law, which is the International Emergency Economics Powers Act, to slap big tariffs on imports on different nations. But a US court said, hold on, the law was never meant to let a president set broad tariffs on his own. So in other words, the judges said that Mr. Trump went too far and only the Congress had the real power to impose such sweeping tariffs. The case is now on its way to the Supreme Court, which will decide if Mr. Trump's tariff stays or gets struck down. In Congress also, the opposition is loud sometimes. So take FBI Director Mr. Kash Patel when he faced Senate Democrats at a hearing which got actually fiery.
You haven't met with them. Have you met with them? I'll give you one more chance.
My job as the FBI director is to
Is the
invite all
answer yes or
But still, none of that has toppled the agenda. So unlike some past presidencies that buckled under pressure or saw leadership resign, this time, despite sharp legal rulings and public outrage, power remains concentrated. Why? Because the opposing measures are not enough, and because of what we discussed, belief in long-term gains, fear of retaliation, and the political cover that Mr. Trump has got. Thank you.